One of the biggest debated topics for young men and young women is whether or not to go on a dating app. Let me tell you a story. A few weeks ago, I am at work, and one of my coworkers, who was a woman, had just downloaded Hinge and Tinder like probably 2 or 3 days ago. At this point, I had been on Hinge and Tinder for about, 4 months consistently. I've gone back and forth, but consistently, I had been on Hinge and Tinder for about 4 months now. I had gone on a few dates and they were fine, but nothing really led to anything long term. But anyways, one of my female coworkers is currently like scrolling through the app, and I'm like, you know what, whatever, let me, just take a look, let me see the creepy shit that guys are texting. And she on Hinge had 48 likes in the first 3 days she had been on the app. And on Tinder, it was even more. She had like 300 likes in the span of 3 days. That's like literally 100 likes a day. And it made me feel a little depressed to think that there was probably a guy in there that was just like me, trying to be nice, trying to do their thing, trying to form some connection with some chick on there, and was getting ignored. Granted, I know it had always been easier for girls on these apps, that's a given, but to see it actually play out was something that kind of rumbled my reality, I guess, for the lack of a better term. And more than that, out of like the 48 guys that had texted my coworker at this time, she said she was only actually interested in one guy, and that she was planning on just stringing along like 3 or 4 other guys just in case this one guy didn't work out. So she had this guy up here, and then was just like stringing along these other 4 just in case this guy didn't work out. And it just made me think, how many girls were like that I had sent a message to? I sent some cute, funny, flirtatious message, and it was just lost in a sea of other guys sending messages as well. Because in their eyes, I just looked like another thirsty guy trying to hook up with them. So I genuinely had to take a step back from dating apps. And again, I know that girls had always gotten more attention on these apps, but I had just never seen it from their point of view. But I did realize that this is just how it is, Life has always had it where there were 50 guys asking out the same girl, and you just had to hope that you were the one lucky guy. So, should you go on a dating app? Let me ask you, if you were one of the guys going after my coworker, do you think you would have been able to beat all 47 of those guys? Now, if you're like hands down easily, fine, go on the dating app, see how you feel. Go on Hinge, Tinder, maybe you get freaking 100 likes within the first hour. On Tinder, you get 50 likes on Hinge within like the first week of being on there. It's a little bit different because Hinge and Tinder, there's a ratio there or whatever. I'm not saying this because I want to make anyone black-pilled or depressed about it, but you truly have to think. Maybe you have been on dating apps for a little bit, and it really does seem like no one is liking your profile. And if no one is, that sucks, but you know what? Here's what you gotta do. Deactivate your account, take a few months to improve, get in better shape, take better photos, then go back on the dating apps and see how you do. Because I realize that I'm extremely lucky to have taken several girls out on dates from these apps when there are a lot of guys out there that can't even get one girl to respond to their message and get ghosted instead. You're doing well on these dating apps? Keep doing what you're doing. If you have been on these dating apps and nothing good has been happening for you, then just take the advice I just said and take this as a sign that you need to start improving. And lastly, if you're contemplating about going on Hinge, Tinder, or Bumble, or Plenty of Fish, I don't know, you gotta be prepared for rejection, ghosting, and the sadness if a date doesn't go well. Unfortunately, this is just the price of going on one of these apps. If you really think you can tolerate all that and you have a shot with a wonderful girl, go right for it. And this is not to make anyone depressed or shy away from it. I'm just letting you know that this is what happens when you decide to go on these apps. Because for all you know, maybe you have a wonderful partner that is waiting for you somewhere on these apps. I love every single one of you for watching. So make sure to scroll down right now, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, make sure to turn on notifications, and to leave a comment. Stay safe, stay smart, start taking accountability today. Peace.